Hi, it's Cheryl from Caribou Country Lifestyle. I decided to take you with me to do my morning chores. So far I've had my shower, I have got my lunch ready for my work, and I also have unloaded and loaded the dishwasher. So now I'm getting the water ready for the chickens, and I put a apple cider vinegar in with the water. And like I was saying in a previous video, that's good for antifungal, antiviral for the chickens. I give it to the chickens, I give it to the chicks. Okay, I also give them the bottled water. Our water has a lot of iron in it, and so it turns orange, and I don't want the chickens having that, because then that goes into the eggs, and I just would rather, I don't know, I feel better about them having just regular drinking water. So I pre-mix the water with the apple cider vinegar, and then I just take this bucket out, and that's what I fill the chicken self water in. I'll fill that up, and I'll also fill up the chicks' water with this as well. Trying not to pour this in too fast so that it's not splashing all over the place. Okay. And I'll put the lid on. Okay. So I'm up at 6:15 in the morning. I have to be at work for 8:45. So gives me 2.5 hours to do everything I have to do before I walk out the door. And the reason I have this sweater on, it's not because it's cold outside, because it's lovely outside. I wear this sweater because when I go into the pig's pen and I have their food, they like to rub up against me. And I don't want them rubbing up against me, because they end up sliming my pants and they slime my shirt. And that's fine if I'm not wearing the clothes that I'm going to be wearing to go to work. I mean, I guess that's the choice I make to on whether or not I get slimed by the pigs. But that's what they've chosen to do. I don't know if it's because they are thanking me and they like to rub up against me. That could be one of the reasons. So I'm going in to the chickens, and I'm going to be setting up there. I actually just have to top this up. So this is the self waterer. My husband made this for the chickens. Found it on YouTube. And we just fill up this bucket. I'm just topping it up. Hello, ladies. Whoops. I just dropped the plate. just dropped the plug. Sorry. Okay, come on out. And then they go down to their food. But I don't sure if they don't know what I'm up to. So let's move on. Sorry, you can't come out to play. I don't think they're very happy about that. Okay, in to see the chicks. And there they are. So I need to clean out their water, fill up their food, and that other little red dish beside there, that's their grit. They always seem to fill it up with sawdust. So, or the pine chips. The commotion is they think I'm grabbing them, and I'm not. I just give their water a swish, and then I dump out the gross stuff. And then I just put that so the fresh stuff. Oh my gosh. There's so much chips in here. So many pine chips in here you can't even see the grit. Huh, it does work. My husband says if you blow on it, the pine chips all just blow right out. And they do. So I just have a little bit of fine grit here in the little dish. This is their food. I'm just going to do the same, clean all the pine shavings out. I'm amazed I don't blow the food out. And then I just top it up with their food. Okay, I'm going to leave that bucket in here. Okay, now onto the pigs. Hi, Momo. She's coming to join me, I guess. Okay, so the pigs, we got the pigs the 17th of April, I think it was. So we've had them a month and a half now, and when we first got them, we had them on one part of our property, and then they were there for 3 weeks, and then we moved them over to this other side of the property. So I'm just gonna get their food, their bucket still in here, so that's always fun. I have to get your bucket. I forgot to get your other container yesterday. Yeah, get out of my way. Out of my way. I gotta get your bucket first, and then I'll fill it up with food. Missed a step yesterday. Sorry, I know. Just a minute. Okay, girls. Got the goods now. Oh, shit, move over. One. Oh, you just dumped feed down my boot. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, I can't walk around with feed in my boot. I can't believe you just did that. Always something. They like it. But they can't share. They can't eat out of the same bin. Sumai usually gets most of the food in the morning, and then when I bring out vegetables and fruit, whatever scraps that I have from the night before, I bring that out in the afternoon, and Dumpling usually gets the most of that. Okay, so that's it for the animals. We don't have a watering system set up yet. My husband's in the works of getting that set up for me too. He's actually bought, I still feel pig food in my boot. That's awesome. So we don't have a watering system set up. So because I'm not expecting any rain, today is Thursday, and I'm not expecting any rain until Saturday. So I also like to go around and just water anything that needs to be watered. So I got the chickens are out, the chickens are fed, the little chicks have had their water topped up and their feed topped up, all the pine chips cleaned out. The pigs have been fed, the pigs have water. I barely got rubbed up except for the pig feed in my boot, which I can still feel a couple of kernels or whatever pieces of food in my boot, so that's always fun. So, and I still have a bit of time. It's 10 to 8, so I have just enough time to have my breakfast and go to work. So my job, I work for the school district here in the Cariboo, and that's Central Interior BC, and I'm an educational assistant, so I work with kids from kindergarten up to grade 6, and I work in the class and I support kids with different disabilities, special needs. And I have been doing that now I took my educational assistant course back in 2007 and 2008, and I had already been a non-certified educational assistant, and then I decided to go to school and get my certificate because I had been going to workshops about autism. My middle son, he has autism, and he is 29 and he lives with us. And he actually, the school that I work at is the school that he went to when he was growing up in the elementary school from kindergarten to grade 7. So, yeah, it's pretty cool actually. Anyways, I will return. So here I am at the end of the day again. We're gonna do our little chores that I usually do at the end of the it's like, I don't know, almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And so what I usually do is I bring out my basket so that when we're do bring the eggs in at the end of the day, we just fill up the basket with eggs. And yeah, makes it a little bit easier to bring them in and then I also have a container of scraps for the pigs. Sometimes I pick up discontinued fruit, vegetables, buns that I can feed the pigs because we don't have a lot of scraps. I'm waiting to get my garden going so that we'll have more scraps. So you can see we've already got, how many is that? 10 eggs so far out of our 14 chicks. How are we doing? It's warm out there. Yeah, there's no reason to go underneath that brooder now. Not with it this warm out. So now we'll continue on. I don't quite have the gear that I have on when I go to feed the pigs food because, well, they still rub up against me, but it's the end of the day, so I'm not as, worried about getting my clothes dirty. I can always change them now. But when you're trying to do these things before you go to work, it's hard to put on pig clothes and then regular clothes and back to pig clothes. So I don't really have any pig clothes, so it's kind of like whatever I wear, that's what happens. So Oh my goodness. Look at that. Trying to fill up the water, but she wants to roll in it. She's a little turkey. She likes to be sprayed. Anyways. I like to take this container out and dump it out, let it dry. Okay, well, that wasn't as much excitement as I thought it was going to be, because usually those two, oh my goodness. Okay, so yeah, it's not a hard day, that's for sure. But sometimes just trying to work all of that in, and with the watering too for in the garden, that makes it a little more time consuming. And that's why with my husband, he starts at 6 o'clock in the morning. So he's up at 5 and he just has no time to be doing all of the chores on top of that as well. I had him pick me up another cattle panel because I need one more cattle panel, and that is in the bed that I'm trying to, that I took the raspberries out of. So that is in this bed here. So he got me another cattle panel. We just gotta get the T-posts. He was going to grab me T-posts. So I want to set up another cattle panel in this other bed here that I had the raspberries in. So he got me another 16-foot cattle panel. We're gonna cut it down the same as what I did with this one, just going straight up and down. I cut the 16-foot cattle panel in half. And then the other cattle panel, I have decided I want it to be in behind my zucchinis, where I have my zucchinis at. And I'm going to put another climbing vine of some sort. I'm not sure what it's going to be yet. It might be cucamelons, it might be cucumbers, it might be tomatoes. That one doesn't get quite as much sun as the other beds. So, yeah, I don't know. I was out mowing the lawn yesterday, and I have an apple tree that's down at the bottom part of the property, and it is blooming buds like you would not believe. So I was telling my husband that I'd like to get another apple tree to put down by there. And he was saying, why not get more than one fruit tree? If we can get a bunch of fruit trees down over on that other side, why not do that? So that's definitely something that we want to look into. I don't mind having lots of different kinds of fruit, that's for sure. It's always good. I still have to dig up my gooseberry plant I have that I want to put over there. I bought it last year, and so I want to put that over there. I wouldn't mind getting another apple tree for on my other side of the property. So I have this pathetic looking apple tree. Like, it just is one single little, like there's no climb in that. And it's filled with buds, but that's the worst shaped apple tree. I'm pretty sure the people that owned the property before me told me it was an apple tree. And then over here, these buds are pretty much finished. But this is a crab apple tree. And this was just loaded with flowers. So I can't wait to see what I'm going to get off of that. Last year I pruned it back quite heavily, and I didn't get a whole lot of crab apples from it. I got just enough to do one batch of crabapple jelly, so consider myself lucky that I got that much out of it, I guess. I remembered what my husband's using these logs for that he brought home from work. He wanted to build me a double door gate. And he just brought these two pieces home yesterday on that flat deck trailer that we had borrowed from my brother and my sister-in-law. And this is the reason why we have these two holes dug into the ground here. He is planning on building me a double door swinging gate. That was the whole reason of me getting the climbing roses, was to go on this gate, but we just don't have enough time to get everything done. We're not very good at managing ourselves on what needs to be done and what is hasn't, and prioritizing it. We seem to just kind of fly by the seat of our pants, and that's just the way we are. We fly by the seat of our pants. We like to procrastinate, and that doesn't always work out in our favor either. Oh my gosh, I think somebody's looking for some attention. She just is rubbing up against me something fierce. Hi, Momo. Hi, Momo. It's like if she could, she is just determined that I need to pay attention to her. She is just weaving around my legs. Hi, Momo. Hi. She's such a pretty cat. I love her long hair. Too bad she's an outside cat. I have another thing that is... I almost tripped over you, cat. I have another thing that's ready to be picked, and I'm going to be picking that. That's my job for this weekend. Rhubarb. Look at that. That is ready to be picked. It's huge. I love rhubarb. I think we'll let the girls out. They have been... There we go. Little free ranging. The cats, they act like they're going to, well, they act like they are stalking them, but they don't actually hurt them. They just think they would like to get a little closer. They're the biggest birds they've ever seen. The birds that they catch are way smaller than these ones. Well, hello. And they just like to come out and free range. We let them free range, and usually by 8:30, 9 o'clock, they're already back in the chicken coop and ready to be locked up for the night. So they're fun. This is the other apple tree that I was talking about. So this is in the back part of the property. And I have a couple of a scented tree on each side of it, but I can't remember what they're called. I thought they were like a jasmine scented trees. I'm not sure. But it's not far from where we have our raspberries that I planted and my sour cherry down there. I'm up on my deck, so it's not too far from this apple tree there, but I don't know what it's being pollinated by, because it must be those two jasmine trees, because there is not another fruit tree down there. So I'm thinking I would like to get another fruit tree and just plant another apple tree and plant it directly across from it coming out into the full sun. That one is definitely in the shade, and I would have the other one in the full sun. Well, it's evening now, and I've came back out here after dinner to plant some more seeds. So I planted my nasturtiums. I have a papaya cream nasturtium. It looks quite pretty, so I can't wait to see what that's going to turn out. And then I have some Tom Thumb nasturtiums that I planted as well. And I planted those in front of my okras. They're a dwarf nasturtium. I also planted, it's called Tithonia, and it's really pretty orange with a yellow center in it, and it's a Mexican sunflower. And it's quite pretty. So again, I just planted the seeds out in the ground. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully, I put tags in so I'll remember where they are and not to be weeding it too heavily until after the plants get established. I also planted, it's a sunflower that's quite a dark, almost like a burgundy brown with a black center in it. So I think that's going to be pretty stunning if it takes. And then I did another plant, and it's called Cobea. And this plant, I got it because it grows 10 to 12 feet high. And just look at that. Like, I think that is going to be so pretty. And I planted those on my panels that I have, like as an arbor, because if they're going to grow 10 to 12 feet high, I want them to be able to attach onto there, and I can have those growing in amongst my cucumbers, and plus my melons, squashes, and I have some, I think that's it that I'm putting on those arbors. So yeah, it'll be fun. I never am too worried about things when they don't take. Like, you always want your seeds to take, and it's not a big deal if they don't. Like, it's not like oh, that's it, I'm never going to plant that again. I would still probably buy a lot of these seeds again and still try to plant them. I'm always interested and always encouraged to try new things and start things that I've never started before. So I think, yeah, I'm really looking forward to this growing season, especially with all my raised beds in now. I think it'll look really good. I still have a lot of seedlings that I've started, and I'm going to be planting those in here. I have a lot of zinnias that I've started, lots of different colors in zinnias, so I can't wait to have everything you know, things are coming along. Even the stuff that I've planted by seed now is coming along. And so I have high hopes for the rest of these seeds. I think it'll all work out good. Yeah.